This is AVIOT, Atypical Voices in Our Time, the official podcast of Chemistry Productions. That's spelled K3MISTRY Productions, a media education company.
So go a little something like this. That's AVIOT.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's the AVIOT podcast. I'm Jay Stokes, joined by Koya and Jay Random. We are ready to get it popping today. How's everybody doing?
Yo, I'm doing good.
Hey, guys. I'm all right.
Well, I'll tell you who ain't all right.
Who's that?
The police officers and these protesters out here, because since our last show, it's like the whole country just rubbed up the engine and said, let's go.
It's on fire. Literally.
Seriously.
Figuratively.
But you know what? The cops ain't helping, though. The cops ain't helping.
No. They're acting like the thugs.
Yeah, they are acting like the thugs. They're acting
people
like
with canes and all types of shit.
You saw that when they pushed that old man with the cane and they're gonna try to help him up because they realized the camera was watching.
Yup.
And they've been killing more black people. People got shot in Brooklyn. A man got shot in New Orleans after George Floyd
they spraying
died.
people with pepper spray. Like
they are the thugs and the hooligans.
Pushing people on the ground, hurting them. Like
breaking store windows, walking around with bricks, trying to like administer a deeper riot. I'm sure they got the hookup with the arson. They're the ones setting shit off for real.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, it's so many infiltrators that's involved with this march. It's sad. It's like at the end of the day, listen, we all know what we came here to do. We came here to march for the injustice. What happened
and to be visible because that's the marching to let the nation know that people aren't standing for this injustice anymore.
We fed up. It's a boiling pot. From March 7th to the death of George Floyd, it's just been like back to back. Like it was 4 murders, 3 by cops and 1 by citizen arrest. But still, at the end of the day, they all been murdered by.
There should be no such thing.
Yeah, really. A citizen's arrest
they need to cancel that. That's the first step.
It should be abolished. It should be abolished.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, we ain't doing it.
No. But the thing is, because we definitely going to jail. We kill someone over a citizen's arrest. But the thing is, the deaths we know about are the ones that are being publicized. There are a whole bunch of deaths we don't even know about.
Right.
That's the sad part. You know what?
More people are coming out.
Exactly. I actually seen on CNN, they asked the question. They basically said, what would you think would happen if this wasn't recorded? A black lawyer was like, nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened because what he did was he went back to Ahmaud. He said it happened in February, and it wasn't until we actually seen it in April that the outcry started. Prior to that, everyone went on about their business. These guys, the 3 of them that was involved in this murder, went about their business for 2 months until the video was released. Because
black lives don't matter, but everybody always wants to scream all lives matter. I don't never want to hear that shit again.
The funny thing is with that all lives matter shit, someone, actually seen a meme and they said, okay, so if all lives matter, then so they had one house was on fire, but they had a bunch of houses that was on fire, and the person was spraying the house not on fire, saying all houses matter. Like, no, we're not saying that. What we're saying is black lives matter because we're the ones that's being killed.
We don't even have to deal with this type of injustice. Nobody else does.
No one else does. Like I told Jay Stokes in off the mic conversations, others, they can opt in and out. We can't opt in and out. We cannot opt in and out. Nope. We are in this fight every day.
Right.
And
black people. Black people. Ain't no black and brown. Ain't no people of color. Black people.
Negroes.
Yes.
We're in this.
Thank you for saying that, Jay Stokes, because I'm tired of them throwing other colors in. No, son.
Oh, and if we have any Spanish listeners, y'all need to get y'all shit together because y'all black too.
Oh, really?
Okay?
Exactly.
They think y'all still
Dominicans.
Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Hungarians,
Haitians,
and Guats.
And even Haitians. Haitians try to make like they ain't black either.
Oh,
yeah, and that's the problem.
With them accents, they'll prefer us over them, sorry, if it comes down to apples and oranges.
Exactly. In the whole scheme of things, we look at it, it's us. That's why we scream at Black Lives Matter, because we have to always remind the others that, we matter too. So we can't be screaming all lives matter. All lives are not dealing with the shit we're dealing with.
That's correct.
All lives don't matter.
We're dealing with it.
That's about ours, and we're included in the all. So therefore,
we're dealing with it.
Please.
We're dealing with it. Listen,
thank you.
Listen, because when it's all said and done, when we go to stores, when we go shopping, anything we do, we're always looked at a certain way.
Yes.
Targeted,
regardless if you got that suit on.
Side-eye, always
exactly. It doesn't matter if you have a suit on, if you have baggy pants on. They're going to look at you the same way. Look at the guy in Central Park. when you saw his face, you were like, this dude is non-threatening. Christian Cooper. He still got the cops called on him for something that he was basically obeying the law. Where this lady was at, you needed to have your dog on a leash. Like, stop being so freaking privileged that you think that, oh, no one's around, let me take my dog off. Put your damn dog on a leash at all times if you need to.
I do that, though. I do have my dog on a leash sometimes.
But let me explain something to you.
It's like late night, and my dog is small. Yeah. But I ain't in Central Park either.
Exactly. Exactly. But if somebody told you, excuse me, miss, put your dog on a collar.
They wouldn't even have to tell me that. Because everybody don't want your dog next to them.
Nobody wants it. Yo, let me tell you something about dogs. I don't know if y'all realize, but dogs, for some reason, they tend to run at people who don't even like them.
Don't want nothing to do with them.
I know a lot of people.
To annoy them.
Yeah.
He ran around my neighbor in circles and he don't speak no English. He was shook. This Dominican
That's what I'm saying.
He just kept busting circles on him. It was so funny.
Exactly. I have a coworker who's afraid of dogs. And at our job, this VP, he brings both of his dogs to the office. And every time she run into them dogs find her and sniff her. And she's like, and she freezes. Sure. It's like, come on, man. You at work, you got your dogs running around like they're humans. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I say all this to say, it's not about all lives matter. Because all lives are not dealing with what we're dealing with. Black lives matter.
Exactly.
And we don't have time to be like saying Black lives matter too. No, Black lives matter. Too many words. Black lives matter.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. And some things to go back to the people that you were saying that are being killed. One individual named Dave McAtee, he was killed in Louisville by the cops. They had their cameras off conveniently where they killed him. And he was a person that used to feed cops. So it's like you killing your allies at this point. You killing people that actually look out for you.
Damn.
So it's like, what are you doing?
Black. Like, exactly. It doesn't matter. As long as your skin is black or brown, you're good. You're good to go. That's the only qualification you need.
Exactly. And the cameras don't matter if
you're a good citizen, go to church, sell drugs, whatever. You black, that's good enough.
Yeah.
You see what happened to Botham Jean? Yeah, whatever. Nah, that ain't the truth. I don't believe that one bit.
It's not the truth.
Because the police always tell the untruth to cover up their behind. Always.
Of course. You look. Yeah. And first of all, it should be automatic. It should be automatic suspension not suspension, firing if you turn off your camera, because you deliberately turn off your camera because you meant to fuck up shit. You meant to do
on top of the killings, they be cutting the cameras off and beating people ass
and then put the camera back on
and still lock you up. Don't get you no treatment. So imagine, okay, you see the people that got killed, they out here whooping ass too. Damn near unconscious, some of the people. Got to get hospitalized. There's no consequence to anything.
And you see what the rubber bullets are doing to people?
Yeah.
Yo, rubber bullets are tearing people up. Like, people losing their eyes because of that.
Their eyes. They got gashes in their heads. I mean,
they did like a drive-by on some kids in L.A.
Yes.
The police truck just came by, saw a crowd of young black kids protesting, did a drive-by.
I saw that. Yep.
Drive-by.
Like, that's reckless. Crazy. Like, nobody cares. And Trump, raggedy fucking orange ass, is over here instigating all of this shit.
Yo, especially at the White House.
I'll take the train to do that. Or
right. Exactly. Especially at the White House. You saw how these people were protesting peacefully. How in the world do you gas these protesters that are protesting peacefully and start shooting them with rubber bullets? Like,
just to make sure his path is clear, because he knows.
But you know why, though, right?
He be bringing to the table.
You know why, right? Because it said that he was really annoyed at the fact that people were saying that he was hiding in a bunker. So he's once again a little man who feels like he has to show that he's not a little man. But anytime a little man has to show he's not a little man, he's a little man. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Napoleon syndrome.
You don't have to flex your muscles for people to know you Billy Badass.
Yeah.
It's that aura you bring out. Him, he's not bringing out that aura because we all know he's set for life, because all previous presidents have Secret Service for the rest of their lives. So he's good. Yeah. So he's always going to be Billy Badass now, because he always has at least 2 Secret Service with him for the rest of his life, because he was the president. So once again, just like I think we said last week on our show, we got to watch out for people who never had power, who now has power. They don't know how to act.
Right.
They don't know how to act.
You're right. I want to revisit something y'all said about the recordings. Remember, y'all said Ahmaud Arbery's killers wouldn't be in jail now if it wasn't for the recording. I think there's also this narrative that's going around that black men are getting more attention than black women or trans individuals. and gay individuals that are being killed. I think part of the reason why is because we see videos of these black men being killed. The only videos we've seen where black women or anybody else was involved is a Tatiana Jefferson and Sandra Bland, from all I know. And these aren't being broadcast on mainstream media. I have, however, seen cops beating up young black girls at a pool before. And
I've seen them beating up one lady on the street, took her shirt off, and proceeded to just keep sucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know?
So
as
sad as it is, I think people just react to videos more. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm glad you said that too, because when you look at it, and correct me if I'm wrong, baby girl, with Sandra Bland, we didn't actually see it happen. We just saw, we led up to, we know what the heck happened. Yeah, so Jay Stokes, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad I didn't even think about that. You said that.
That's a good.
If it was on camera,
that make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
because nowadays everything's visual. You know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So if it's not visual, then it's gonna be like, then we gotta wait for the body cam to come out, and by then the body cam probably spliced up so much.
Right. And that's why we're seeing
the order is off.
Right, and that's why we're seeing these hashtags like "Say Her Name" and Black Trans Lives Matters, and I'm like, yes, all Black life matters, and yes, there are discrepancies, there are divisions within the Black community at times. There is some discrimination that's happening, but I truly believe that it's because of the videos that come out. That's what makes certain situations different, and the rallying behind certain individuals, that's what makes certain situations different as well. I want to tell everybody out there that we're still fighting for Breonna Taylor, and we want Breonna Taylor's killers brought to justice. Her killers, yes, her killers are Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, and Jonathan Mattingly. Those are her killers. They still haven't been brought to justice. And I want to let you know the number to call for Louisville City Hall is 502-574-1100. The number that I was given by the Louisville Metro Police Department when I called them earlier today is 502-574-2136. We got to make sure that her killers are brought to justice as well, because it was senseless. It was nonsense the way she was killed with the no-knock rule and everything. It was ridiculous.
And you at the wrong house. And I don't like how they now releasing the 911 call, because it just makes everything confusing. Because you say to yourself, how did the shooting this happen? And this man had time to, meaning her boyfriend had time to call the cops. It's just, to me, I'm confused on the timeline. So I wish I think they put that out there to confuse us. Oh, because you and I both know, for all three of us.
Confuse and deflect.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. Confuse and deflect. Because when I heard it, I said, wait a minute, that don't make no sense. How did he have time to call 911 if they shot his girlfriend? The cops just left? I said, you know what? I'm not even worrying about the timeline. I'm still making the call, because I think that's what they did. Because now they're trying to make us go, wait a minute, something ain't right here. The cops left him in the house alone. It's like, no, we don't have time for that. She's gone.
Breonna Taylor's boyfriend tried to take up for both of them and protect both of them when someone was breaking into their house, because these cops had the no-knock rule where they didn't have to knock to enter the apartment, and they thought they were going into a drug deal, which it wasn't. And he had a God-given right to try and protect himself and his girlfriend. He shot at the cops, and guess what? They unloaded on them and ended up killing Breonna Taylor in the process. That is dead wrong, and they need to be brought to justice. We got George Floyd's killer moved to second-degree murder, and the other officers involved, they're all 3 or 4?
4 altogether.
Oh,
the other 4 officers involved in George Floyd's.
No, three.
The other 3 involved.
4 total. There's 4 total. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so the other 3, they've been arrested as well, but we've gotten that changed. But we still need other convictions. We still need other people brought to justice. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. None of these protests would be happening if y'all would have just did your job and arrested these officers, or if these officers weren't racist in the first place.
That's correct.
Come on,
Jay
man.
Stokes. Yo, can I piggyback off of something you just said? I want to go backwards a little bit. You know what? You may be onto something, Jay Stokes, because I'm thinking about those 6 officers in Atlanta that got that got fired because we saw what they did to those 2 kids. I think once again, it's all about visual. If it's a visual thing, then it's more of a, whoa, that's not cool.
But something with that isn't really, if you saw the video, it looked like white police officers, but like 4 out of 6 in the mugshots were black.
No, the police officers in Atlanta were black, but here's the difference. And so for those of you out there who don't know, in Atlanta, there was a couple, one individual from Spelman University, girl, one individual from Morehouse, boy, and they were driving past the curfew in Atlanta, and they were just trying to get home. And
they're trying to get home because they rerouted them.
Right.
Keep that in mind. They rerouted them. I just found that.
I didn't know that part. Part.
Yeah, because of the protest, they got rerouted. So they had to drive through it.
And so what happened was the cops slashed their tires and bashed in their windows, sprayed the girl with, was it the mace? And then also tased the boy, and he had an epileptic seizure because of being tased. This was caught on video. Here's some inside information on that. I'm not going to reveal my source, but because the woman was affiliated with Spelman, the university actually put pressure on Mayor Keisha Bottoms and the Atlanta high officials in order to get those cops fired. They put pressure on it.
Yeah, good.
So they actually had the privilege. They actually had the privilege of having a school to back them. So I'm saying, you see all of the different links and all of the different series of operations, all of the different hurdles that need to be politics. Exactly, in order to get something done. So I'm just like, it shouldn't be this hard to arrest a cop. Like, cops seriously have to be tried as a regular civilian. They are not above the law.
Nope.
Yes, that's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. Listen, if a cop kills us, I want to say anyone, but I'm talking about us now. Okay?
Black folks. It's an us show today.
Yeah, it's an us show. So a cop kills us, they should be tried like we will be tried if we killed us. Point blank. Mm-hmm. Point blank.
And you raise a good point, because people always like to talk about black on black crime. I'm like, here's the difference. Black on black crime, when Jerome kills Tyrone, Jerome goes to jail. When Colin, the police officer, kills Tyrone, Colin gets a pension and gets rerouted to another district. So that's the difference.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's totally a difference.
And Tyrone didn't kill Jerome, or however you worded it, because Jerome was black. We're more behind it.
Yeah.
It's like when they kill people, they just wake up one day mad. Let me shoot up the whole school. Well, I won't address that. That's some bullshit.
Exactly.
Let me go shoot up the church. I'm mad. I'm sad. Nobody loves me, but my parents are rich. Let me go shoot up the movie theater. Bullshit.
Right. And guess what? They all live to see another day.
Right.
And they get bottles of water from the cops so that they're not dehydrated and
it automatically is labeled mental health.
Bullshit.
Right.
We are the ones.
For wrongdoings.
We are the ones that's living the PST.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Us.
We get accommodated for wrongdoings.
And I got something to say for all of y'all foreign-born blacks that come to the United States. Realize y'all are black too. Yes, your culture may be somewhat different due to the slave trade, but y'all are black too. Amadou Diallo died in the 90s for pulling out his wallet. Okay? Y'all will not be treated any differently because you African or West Indian or Haitian or Dominican. Y'all gonna be treated the same exact way.
I never realized
a lot of Keens. Y'all gonna be treated the same exact way. And the thing is, these cops gotta understand, by unloading on these protesters and stuff, it's coming back. As the great Malcolm X used to say, the chickens are coming home to roost, because a lot of cops are getting killed right now because of these protests and how they're interacting with these different protesters. I told you before, Random, these protesters were going to end up bucking back. You seeing cops getting shot, you seeing cops getting killed. A high profile case in which a cop just got killed was David Dorn. David Dorn died in St. Louis. He's a retired police captain, and he ended up getting killed. He's a black man. I didn't like the fact that he got killed as a black individual, but guess what? Violence begets violence.
That's the end result.
And then Trump had the nerve to tweet about him talking about, oh, we mourn the loss. I'm like, Trump, be quiet. Bye. You ain't care about any of these other black men getting killed.
Go to hell expeditiously. Oh, fuck.
Seriously. And I'm tired of people putting videos of black people dying online, because they had a video of this cop laying on the floor with a gunshot wound to his head. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, why y'all don't put
people
any
do that to their
videos?
own families now, though. So that part, look, there's no such thing as privacy anymore. There's no such thing as 6 degrees of separation anymore, thanks to social media and the internet. So people just do anything for likes and attention. You know how many people, dead family members I've seen in caskets? So I don't think people just have a regard anymore. There's no sense of privacy anymore. It's just, everything's visual. Let's see. Did he really die? Let me see. This video. You know, like everybody want to see. It's just show me. Yeah, just show me.
That's what I show me.
Speaking of F what you showing me, there's Blackout Tuesday. I understand that some people contributed to this because they really felt the need to join the movement of posting a black picture on your social media and trying to make it like you're supporting the movement. But don't be doing no Blackout Tuesday when you don't give a darn about black people. I seen Emma Watson. She's going to post Emma Watson, the girl that acts for Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I still like Harry Potter. I'm still going to watch the movies, but I'm going to probably look the other way every time she comes on screen. That's going to be hard.
That's going to be a lot. Like,
don't cut it on or watch it. Watch it with your eyes.
Listen, I love Harry Potter, so that's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough. But this girl had the nerve to post the black square 3 times on her Instagram page in order not to mess up the flow of her feed and to make sure that everything was symmetrical. And this girl, big champion for Time's Up and feminism and women's lives matter and all that stuff. But you ain't say nothing about black lives, but you could post a black square. I'm telling you, a lot of these celebrities getting canceled after this is over. Emma Watson is canceled. I don't care. A lot of celebrities getting canceled because this is ridiculous. A lot of people started releasing statements and stuff. I know Ben and Jerry's, they released a great statement. I don't know if it's genuine or not, but it was really good.
They're for the people. They for the people. They be supporting the LGBTQ community. Oh, that's strawberry cheesecake.
What? Let's get it.
Listen, these celebrities, man, they getting on my last nerves because my thing is like, while you can do that gesture of doing the black picture, what are you actually doing with the black community? All these celebrities, they could have pooled all their money together. They could have forced the hand of politicians.
Did you see Virgil from Louis Vuitton?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Virgil.
He donated $50. Well, he donated $50 to a Black Lives Matter cause.
The internet don't play, Virgil. You could have kept that shit to yourself.
$50.
A wallet at Louis Vuitton.
Who's Virgil?
Like $650. He's the head designer for Louis Vuitton now, but he's also the owner of Off-White.
And he donated $50 only?
He put up a Insta story of his donation of $50.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Drake donated $100,000. Him and Virgil are cool. And he donated $100,000.
Virgil came out with a statement, and he said that altogether he's given $250,000 or something like that. But that particular one was like a challenge that his friends came up with. But he was like, "I'm a black man, a dark skinned man, a dark man." Like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, you know the funny thing is, I'm glad you brought up money because I know Jay Stokes wanted to talk about Drew Brees and it's funny because how Drew Brees, he donated $5 million to the coronavirus foundation to help underprivileged people eat, basically. You know, the homeless, basically whoever can't afford food. They donated $5 million. So that's all great, right? Today, because of all this that's going on, they asked him a question. How do you feel about back in 2017 when Colin Kaepernick kneeled? He basically said he has a problem with anyone disrespecting the flag because of his grandfathers.
I saw that video. He did not address our issues. He was talking about some bullshit.
Yeah, talking about some bullshit.
Are you serious?
Now at Kaepernick's protests from a few years ago, and obviously they were always about police brutality, and now it's coming back to the fore, and a lot of people expect that we will see players kneeling again if and when the NFL season starts. I'm curious how you think the NFL will and should respond to that, and of course, you're such a leader in the league. What is your responsibility as a leader in times like this for the rest of your teammates and players in the league?
Well, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me just tell you what I see or what I feel when the national anthem is played and when I look at the flag of the United States. I envision my 2 grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine Corps, both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place.
So a lot of people are going back and forth. And
Drew Brees canceled.
Wow.
Well, why would we expect him to care?
Okay.
I think that we hold people to too high of a regard. Like, unless people show they about it, let's not assume they about it because they all prove that they're not about it.
Yes, sir.
So you got to show me. Once again, it's about show me.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, we all see the problem is it all depends on who controls the narrative.
I don't like nobody right now. The Anglos, we beefing, y'all. Peace out.
The problem with the narrative is that we take a step back and look at what Colin Kaepernick was doing. At first, he used to sit down during the national anthem And once a military guy came and told him, listen, Colin, you sitting down is disrespectful. How about you kneel? Colin Kaepernick said, you know what? Okay, you got a point. Because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. So I will kneel.
It's about social injustice. It's not about the flag. It's not like, we just want our voices to be heard. It's like that simple. It's black and white.
Yeah. So when you look at it, you say to yourself, okay, so if Colin Kaepernick got key from, vet who told him, no, don't sit down, kneel, that's not disrespectful, then what's the problem? The problem was when our president came up and was like, hey, that's disrespectful. He knows that's not disrespectful because we caught him many times at parties talking during the national anthem. So what's disrespectful, talking or kneeling?
Right. Is this exactly black with an afro?
Two of Drew Brees' teammates already, one said shaking my head, other one said straight ignorance. So
Malcolm Jenkins getting on him now.
Yeah, Michael Jenkins was hurt, man. He was hurt.
I feel like if you don't stand for the cause, it's probably best to keep quiet because then we know where you stand. But to outright say something, then you're opening up a can of worms.
And to outright say something with no merit, dude,
no intent to help the problem. Right, you just talking. He was talking about his family being veterans, keeping it real, bro. We don't give a fuck. That's
y'all. We really don't.
That's
really. And the thing is, Black people are more patriotic than any other demographic in the United States. Black people have fought in every war. In every war. Think about it.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you was going to say because we'd be celebrating at the cook-off. I'm about to say, don't do that. We just like the day
off. Well, Coy, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was just notified that Black people are actually the reason why Memorial Day got started.
Oh, good. We love a day off with a barbecue, don't we? We got the tater salad, y'all.
Even though this year was this year was a dud. It was kind of listen. Corona shut it down. Corona shut shit down.
And we sing listen. Who sings the national anthem better than a Black person?
What? We may take a while to get finished with it, but yes, we gonna rock it out.
1,000 riffs, but it's gonna be good now.
I mean, Whitney Houston has the best. Whitney Houston has the best rendition of the national anthem in history.
Yeah, she does.
But nobody can really get with Whitney Houston like that. It's Whitney Houston.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah, she's in the league of her own, I feel like. So,
but real quick, to go back on that Blackout Tuesday, I was following this lady, no need to say her name, but she had a point. She was basically saying, listen, Blackout Tuesday is not for Black people to black out. It's for us to continue to show the injustice. It's for the others to black out and show support for us. Not for
white folks, white Hispanics, Indians, Chinese, Japanese, all the others.
Yeah, it's not for us to stop because it's stuff going on. And I'm glad that a lot of us didn't really fall for the total blackout because at the end of the day, shit is going on. And let's be honest, just because the four of them were charged, now we got to make sure they charged and actually serve some freaking time.
Life.
Dude, whatever the case may be, serve some time. And I mean some hard time.
Life.
I don't want nobody being charged and then found innocent. Because then guess what? It's going to be an uproar.
Listen, you thought the protests were bad already? Can you imagine if these people get off?
Oh my God.
We set this shit off.
Yo, if they get off, I ain't going to work. Yeah, I ain't going to work. I ain't going to work for a minute.
Nah.
This is the beginning. Like this is the pre-show. If they think they're getting off this
pre-show,
right.
Listen. If they found guilty, I'm sorry. If they found innocent,
Already, guys.
Let me tell you something. They found innocent, all I gotta say is Washington D.C. is gonna be lit. God forbid if everybody just go to Washington, leave their states and go to Washington.
That's what we need to start the party at, listeners, viewers.
Yeah,
start the party.
Yeah. Listen, everybody from Paris and France.
We work our way around after that.
Everybody, let's just go to D.C. But the problem is, though, let's be honest, guys. We do got a virus going on around here. So everybody,
you know how bad racism gotta be for you to come out in the middle of a plague to protest.
Same people, you know what? I hope those same people go out and vote.
Thousands, I bet.
Yeah, but I hope those same people go out and vote in November.
The lines were really long yesterday, though. The lines were real long. Like people are.
Yeah, there was.
I think that more people are starting to realize, you know what, I have to vote. Even if, they think it might not help, just try and let's see. Just try something, do something.
Yeah, because one thing I realized, I was watching a news channel today, right? And they basically said all of the Republicans need to be purged because They asked a bunch of Republicans today as they were walking in to a meeting.
Yeah.
Did you see what the president did with the tear gas? And all of them said they didn't see it.
What the president did last night, the right thing to do?
I wasn't there, so I didn't see exactly what happened.
You think you could do better?
I mean, we all can. I mean, every day I could do better. I try.
What the president did, the peaceful protesters that were dispersed with tear gas, he then walked across the street to the church. Was that the right thing to do?
Didn't really see it.
Was clearing the protesters an abuse of power?
I did not think that what we saw last night was the American rhino.
Yep.
All of them. It had to be like 7 of them, boy. 7 of them said they didn't see it. But I'm like, yo. So one guy was like, you know what? They all need to be purged because they're all enablers. They are all locked and loaded.
Remember what we were saying last week, though? One thing about the Republican Party, they will stick with their party no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what. You know why? Because they know.
They're like the mob.
One tweet from Orange Man is a wrap. Orange Man tweet one time and it's a wrap.
Plus, they don't want to look stupid. Because how you riding with a clown? You know, you got to believe that it's not really a clown. Because if so, then you're part of the circus. So it's like, nah, he's right. He's not wrong.
Yo, they're part of the circus.
Like
Let me tell you something.
Too.
Because the main person who stood out is no longer there. What's his name, Jay Stokes? Remember we were wasting a whole bunch of time a few days ago trying to figure out
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan was the only one that challenged Trump towards the end.
Where he working now?
He's no longer there. And
That's
Romney even tried to challenge.
That's why everybody kept quiet. It's already a pandemic. They don't want it like people doing bad enough. They ain't trying to do bad with us. So best keep quiet and walk on into work.
Yeah, but I really feel like this is the reason why this man does what the hell he wants to do. This is why he did what he did 2 days ago when he wanted to do a photo op. So he just basically took those peaceful protesters and just moved them out the way. And you see now they got a gate. Every day they're moving that gate back.
Son, it's about to be a civil war. It already is a civil war, but it's about to get ramped up.
What gate is getting moved back?
So basically, like, remember before when people can actually touch the gate in front of the White House, you know, even though it was far away from the White House?
Yeah.
Now they actually have a gate that's further back. Because basically, wherever the protesters were at
so it's the gate before the gate?
Yeah. So basically, wherever the protesters are at now, they can't even go there now. There's a gate there. So now they're so far back, it's ridiculous. And every day they're moving.
They put up a barrier.
Yeah, they put up a barrier overnight, and it's like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh my goodness.
Well, they're trying not to make sure people get close. That's the thing. They're trying to make sure people don't get close. I saw a tweet the other day, and I believe this is so true, and this might be a little controversial. Black people got to let go of Obama. Black people really got to let go of President Obama because
I agree.
He ain't there no more.
No, not even that. Coy.
He's not there anymore.
Like this. No, besides that fact, he wasn't really doing nothing for us when he was there.
But they wouldn't let him do anything, though, I don't think.
But that is true, too.
Boy,
it's a 50-50.
Remember, Black Lives Matter got started under his administration. Remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's black. I would hope that's the one thing he could get past.
No.
They don't let him pass anything.
No. Meaning that the cops were killing black people so much and it was being caught on film so much.
His administration, it could have been because of him being there. You know, this country has a funny way of showing you how they feel.
Yeah, I mean,
usually violent, though.
At the end of the day, let's be real. When Obama was in the House, right, when he was president, like Jay Stokes and I were saying, he was too busy trying to be everybody president, and that wasn't his job. He was the only one, and I believe will be the only one that could have been the only one to make a change.
Right.
But he was too busy trying to be everyone's president. The difference between him and Trump is not trying to be everyone's president. Trump is trying to be the president for the people that's going to support him.
Yep.
Barack was even trying to be president for people that wasn't supporting him. But that's why I believe sometimes that slogan, they go low, we go high. No, it don't work all the time. Sometimes you got to just get in and do what you need to do and get out.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? He had time to do that. If he didn't want to do it the first term, meaning Barack, he could have done it the second term because now you can't get him out. But
this is the thing. Like when Barack first got elected, he had the House and the Senate was all blue. And because he was trying so hard to be a bipartisan president, that's why I think the House ended up turning red. Was it the House or the Senate?
I think it was the Senate. But that's why I say for us, I go back to us, man. We were damn if we do, damn if we don't. Because we always trying to make a change, trying to make a difference. Even with our cookouts, if you think about it, when we let others in, we always try to say, okay, if I ever have power, No, come on. I'm talking about the elders, Jason.
No, I'm saying they ain't allowed in anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but let's be honest. Sometimes when you got that power and you only got that short amount of time, you got to make a difference. Because we had a black surgeon general, right? We had a black president. So we had two powerful, iconic.
Random. Can I just jump in right quick?
What's up?
We did have a black surgeon general, Jocelyn Ayers, who was trying to teach a comprehensive sexual education. And she got fired by President Bill Clinton because he didn't want them talking about sex. How ironic. He ends up getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. Wow. And I'm just like, someone's trying to teach kids how to have sex properly and you fire her. And then you go over here having an affair on your wife via blowjob.
You're a kiddie, right?
Exactly. So I say when it's all said and done, I agree
with Bill Clinton.
I agree with you. We have to let it go. We gotta let it go. Only thing we can keep in the books is that we had a black president, but he didn't really do too much either.
He ain't black either. He ain't black.
People call him our black president. You know people be saying that.
I will never respect Bill Clinton a day in my life for the way he treated, and Hillary treated Monica Lewinsky. That girl did not deserve to be treated like that. The way
she's still alive, to be honest.
Seriously, she is a tough cookie.
All jokes aside, I mean, for her to still be ticking after they dog walked her.
Respect.
Made her change her last name.
You know what though? At the end of the day,
what's up?
She didn't know that was a married man.
Yeah, I hear what you say, but it takes two.
Exactly. So then she's just as much responsible. Whatever backlash she got, she deserved. Now,
he never got backlash.
He kind of got a pat on the back. He's a man, though. It's a double.
But he doesn't have He doesn't have the stigma. He doesn't have the stigma behind him, though. No one talks about that.
He's a man of power. Why would he? We live in a misogynistic world. Why would he?
Oh wow,
that's true, baby girl. You got a point. So
never respect that man. I can't stand that man. Terrible individual. Terrible individual.
So Jason, I agree with you. We really have to just focus on trying to build up our community and when it's time to vote. Yeah, the black community. And when it's time to vote.
Not the black and brown. Be clear.
Yeah, and when it's time to vote, just vote. Keep it moving, but keep in mind that what you voting for ain't really going to change where you at. You got to change it. Your community has to change it. Right. Voting for the presidency, it's not going to really affect you, yeah and nay. You got to really focus on your
It's not
going
to directly affect you.
Do the local elections, too. Focus on your local elections. Get to know your politicians. Put pressure on them in order to change the police department, to change the policies that keep black people down. You really got to put pressure on these individuals because a lot of politicians are bought and paid for by the police unions.
No, you're right. Oh, you are so right. They're definitely bought by the police union.
And now for a quick commercial break.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? If you like what you're hearing so far, make sure you follow us on the Chemistry Production YouTube channel. If you have any suggestions or comments on our topics, either email us on k3mistryproduction@gmail.com or leave a comment on our YouTube channel. Peace.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's Productions with an S.
Yeah, but another person we got to talk about who was bought, and I guess this will be the last big topic before we get into our end of the show spiel. But Trina got dragged today because she was pretty much putting blame on black individuals for looting and stealing and causing a lot of destruction. And she was calling black people animals, basically insinuating that and talking about how she has a license and registration. So if she's pulled over by a cop, she should be okay.
To make the curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the streets, these animals off the streets that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Lock them up at 5 p.m. so the streets can be nice and clean. That's how I feel.
What the streets got to do with the people's lives? You got money.
We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about money. We're not talking about the lives.
Listen,
we're not talking about that.
You got money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These people got to go to work. Mm-hmm. These people been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown too. We so concerned about George Floyd. Half of y'all are marching are not even caring about this man. People are just doing maliciously.
Everybody wasn't looting and burning up stuff. Yeah. So you cannot compare what other people are doing to the people that are using this for the wrong reason. Yeah. Because it's a handful of them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's only a handful of them. Mm-hmm. The rest of us are tired of it. Mm-hmm. When the police get behind you and the red and blue lights come on, you're not supposed to be scared. You're not supposed to be scared.
I'm never scared. I have my license and registration and insurance. I'm not scared. I know my rights.
Everybody that got killed by the police.
Exactly.
Well, that's it for
Not necessarily.
That's it for Trina's tea.
She got dragged all day. Now, me as a black individual, I don't believe in publicly shaming other black individuals. I just believe in protesting by not supporting their stuff. But she got dragged. So I just want to know what y'all thoughts are on Trina, because I know Coy had some very strong words for her via text. So, Coy, but you take it away first.
Coy, you go first, then I jump in, because I think Smiles need to be shamed too and canceled.
Okay.
If we're going to be
I
fair.
just feel like Trina should be the last person calling somebody an animal when she was on VH1 arguing with girls half her age for a check, acting like an animal herself, and selling coochies instead of records. And Trina's tired and she's washed up and she don't have the right to say that. And Trina has a history of being anti-black, even though she's black. She always refers to herself as Afro-Latina. No, you're just African-American. So
her family called her out on that.
To not want to own your nationality and, not want to own who you are. And then you calling us animals too. Like, who do you think you are? You're not above anybody. Nair came out in what? 97, 96 we might be talking about. So you just as common as us at this point. Don't nobody say, oh, play that new Trina song, girl. You ain't above nobody.
No, you're not.
What world you live in. Like, how dare you talk about your own people like that? How dare you deny who you are? She deserves whatever she gets. She need to watch her mouth. And Trick Daddy tried to help her out, but she just proceeded to go.
He did too. He tried. He really did try.
He knew the smoke that was coming her way. Like, you cannot miss your own people. We the reason why you are who you are. Why people don't mess with you?
You know what, Coy, and you're right. And when it's all said and done, forget the fact that she's Trina, the quote-unquote, whatever she want to think she
Diamond
is.
Princess.
She's Trina, the Trina, the one-hit wonder in the 90s, But when it's all said and done, you got to look at it like, at the end of the day, they're not going to remember that hit. And if they do, whoop-de-doo. But they're still going to treat you like
My Neck, My Back is a bigger song than Trina ever had. Be clear on that. And that's why she hates Kaya's gut. My Neck, My Back is bigger than any song Trina ever had.
Seriously.
Every song she ever had, like Cabana.
The only song Trina got that I even know is Pull Over, and that's because I was a thirsty teenager at one point. That's it.
It still ain't got nothing on My Neck, My Back. She can't get with Kaya on that.
Nah, she can't. Tight. She can't. I have a problem with celebrities. Exactly. I have a problem with celebrities always feeling like because they're celebrities that they can say what they want to say, like Shaquem. Now, I personally like Shaquem. What's his last name? Do you remember his last name, Jay Stokes?
Who is
the actor? He's a dancer. The one who basically said something similar to. Yes. One who basically said something similar to what Trina was saying. Basically, like, I know how to conduct myself and the cops stop me. It's not about conducting yourself.
Okay.
It's not about.
So, Coy, there was.
That, let it be. Look, let them prove it. Let me see how they treat you. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Show me.
That Spider-Man. He's a cartoon.
Yeah, so who Jay's referring to is the individual who played in Into the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales Spider-Man character. That's who he's referring to.
Yeah, nah, I don't even know who he is, but just show me. If they're going to treat you any different, show me. Get out of it and let us see how it turns out.
Exactly, because it's all said and done.
They're going to hem your ass up like they hem the rest of them up. You ain't exempt.
And that's the problem when, like, I'm glad and I'm so happy that Kanye is not saying a damn thing, because I expect Kanye to say something stupid. No, Kanye, for the first time, Kanye understood when he said slavery was a choice.
I was about to say, he still shook off of that. So he know better. But you know what, though? The internet be showing people that the internet will humble a person real fast, okay?
Yes.
Think you're above nobody, because they're going to bring you all the way down. They're good at that. They'll get you fired, all types of stuff. You're going to have PTSD by the time the people done. That's how they move.
No, you're totally right. Yeah, the internet would definitely humble you, because people be saying the darndest things. When the internet check on, they be like, I'm sorry. Nah, you ain't sorry. You sorry because we have to check you.
Oh, did you see the rapper Tokyo Jets with the fake tears?
Oh, I see that. Who was playing with her friend?
Floyd your ass. She was talking to her friend. And she pretended she was going to choke him, or she went around to simulate choking him.
That's T.I. That's T.I. Yeah, and I think that's T.I. new artist, but I bet you not no more.
Right. He did had a whole conversation with her, his long-winded ass. But anyway, she basically said, I'll George Floyd your ass to her homeboy, and then went in the car fit crying.
What? Yeah, apologizing. Talking about I made a mistake. Girl.
We gotta respect ourselves first.
What you do?
She she act like she was gonna choke her friend. She was like, "You better stop before I George Floyd your ass." So she referred to choking her friend out, like I guess as though George Floyd died. And it was recorded, and she thought it was cute and funny at the time. But when that heat came, then she went in the car and started fake crying. And somebody was like, "Well, damn, you could at least cut some onions, let a tear roll out." Like nobody believes you, bro. You could have kept that. Like, we're tired of all these apologies. Just prove it. Show us.
And another person, I hate to say so, another black individual who needs to get called out, Beyonce. Because Beyonce went on...
Who said it, y'all? That was Jay Stokes. So come up under my Instagram.
Beyonce went on her social media, having her face all on the camera, talking about, people of color, we have problems. Ain't no people of color, Beyonce. It's black people. Like, stop trying to toe the line. I don't care about your visuals and your music and everything. Stop. It's black people. Ain't no people of color dealing with this stuff. I ain't seen no Mexicans on camera being killed. I ain't seen no Asians on camera being killed.
Nobody
I know they get harassed.
Nobody at the number to which
like nobody. I looked at a stat today, and this goes back to the point I was originally saying before about the division with how black men are covered versus other groups within the African diaspora or the black community. No one is killed at the rate that black men are by police officers.
Nope.
And no one is imprisoned at the rate that black men and women are in the country.
Nope.
That's true.
No one's imprisoned at that rate.
Modern day slavery.
Yes, modern day slavery. Black men get killed by the police at a higher rate than any other group in the country. So when we're bringing out these stats and figures, we have to...
Since the beginning of time. This country was built with our blood, our sweat, our tears, our hard work.
This is a black issue. That's correct.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of white people are just outside, like treating it like a social gathering. Like, ooh, something to do. Like, get your ass up out of here if you ain't really about it. That's why I'm glad they've been like picking out the white people out the crowds who starting bullshit and jumping them and beating them up and giving them to the cops. I'm glad. I hope they continue to whip every last one of their asses because we out there trying to protest peacefully, and they coming out there with the bullshit, but then they call us thugs and hooligans. The cops are the thugs, and these racist supremacists that's sneaking in the crowds with their hoodies and shades on, trying to start bullshit and then run off back to the suburbs. Not okay.
Exactly.
Yo, you know what? It's so funny you say that, baby girl. Yo, because I saw one of these clips when they had these two white girls praying Black Lives Matter
in front of Starbucks.
on the Starbucks.
Somebody was like, "We ain't tell y'all to do that because we don't. That's not what we're out there for. We want our voices heard. We're trying to fuck that up."
Now, while there are some black individuals that are doing some looting and breaking things apart, the majority of the damage is being done by white individuals. If you look at the videos, the majority of the damage is being done.
Like the news reporter was like, "Oh, maybe she's an employee here. Maybe she's giving it back." Karen, hell no. She's stealing. Elizabeth in there stealing. That's what's she, bitch. You crazy?
That's right.
Because if that was Keisha, Keisha's a thug. She's a looter. She's a thief. So was Elizabeth Karen. Get your peoples.
And since we're on this topic, the same amount of energy that we have towards black celebrities that ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing, we have to have the same amount of energy towards white celebrities and non-black celebrities.
You know what? I'm not surprised, and I don't even care.
I feel.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I don't care, and I don't need their support. I need us to do something about it. Like, we can't expect them to do nothing for us. They never have. They never will, because they don't give a damn. People are about what directly affects them.
It doesn't concern them.
Never directly affect them.
Right.
It doesn't concern them. And when it's all said and done, until it concerns them, then they're not going to care.
How is it going to?
You're right.
Like, what will happen to them for them to really see, oh my God. I guess COVID-19 was the thing, the Flu Klux Klan, because they want to go back outside. They want to be serviced. Everybody come to me, order my food here, take my order, this, that. Like, the Flu Klux Klan was the closest to understanding what it is that we go through all the fucking time. Like, that's our everyday life. We're always underprivileged. People always tell us we can't do this, can't do that. Like, that's our life. That's what we go through every day. But we ain't outside crying about not being able to go out during a pandemic. Like, they're so entitled. Such this, like, false sense of privilege.
So, y'all, I just wanted to end the show by talking about different orgs that people could donate to in order to bail out protesters or help with the black community and the struggles that we deal with as a collective. So some orgs that you can donate to help out with black issues and help out with the protests and the cause for Black Lives Matter is actionnetwork.org, massbailfund.org, brooklynbailfund.org, charlotteuprising.com, columbusfreedomfund, Minnesota Freedom Fund, North Star Health Collective, Reclaim the Block, LibertyFund.nyc, Free Them All 2020, Philadelphia Community Bail Fund, DetroitJusticeCenter.org, Louisville Community Bail Fund, People's City Freedom Fund. And Coy, I'll let you take over for some others.
Let's see, I can't find any right now, but shout outs to that man who threw the bottle of Hitty at the news reporter.
Yo,
you're a legend, my man. Good job. Let's not load it. I don't know what that's about. So yeah, he gave.
It's cool. I'll name this. So we also have to remember that our gay and trans brothers and sisters are also suffering through violence and a lot of prejudice and discrimination. So I want to point everyone to Black Trans Protesters Emergency Fund. And I want to make sure that everybody understands that in order to be pro-Black or to be for the Black collective and help out Black lives, we have to understand that it's not just for heterosexual Black individuals. It's also for our gay Black individuals. It's for Black women, for Black men. It's for everybody. And we have to make sure that we're supporting everybody in the group.
Totally. And that's sad that we have to actually stress that. But I feel like if we don't stress it, then there's going to be division amongst people who feel like they're not being represented. We have to stress that, yes, we're supporting them all.
Right. And the thing is, you can disagree with how somebody lives their life or how somebody thinks, but to discriminate and to treat them wrongly in terms of harming them, that is unacceptable. So as a Black individual, you could disagree with homosexuality or transsexual individuals or transgendered individuals, but that doesn't mean you have to openly chastise them and treat them as less than a human.
I agree.
Yeah. Respect everybody. Respect yourself and respect others. Bottom line. Exactly. If you don't like somebody, just stay out their way. It's that simple. Pay them no mind. Life will be easier like that.
Exactly.
But if somebody get it twisted, turn up the knob. Clearly.
I think it's time for us to end this podcast.
Yes, y'all.
It's been a great talk. Y'all are wonderful tonight. Definitely. Can't wait for this to post.
You. Hopefully next week this country's on a lighter note and not up in flames, but we shall see.
Nah, it won't. It won't.
Oh no, because Tom Cotton actually came out and said that we need to rev up the military in order to have them act against these protesters. So I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep y'all posted. How's that?
We see y'all next week with some updates.
Might be in a bunker.
Exactly. In the bunker.
So go a little something like this. That's